Hey everyone, I'm Colin and welcome to the Leaky Waders YouTube channel and welcome to another episode of the Tagged Out series. Back out joining the Orange Army again. It is the closing weekend of rifle season here in the southern zone in New York. I got to hunt the closer up in the northern zone last weekend. If you remember where I ended off last time I was here, I saw 4 or 5 does and 2 monstrous 8-pointers in one day. I was pretty bummed out that that was the last time I was really going to get to figure out that spot during archery season. Buck or doe, whatever walks in front of me is going down. I'd really like to shoot a nice big stanky buck though, so here we go, let's get after it. In the woods, loaded up, headphones on just in case. The wind is blowing perfect coming out of the southwest, which means it's going to be coming through the bedding, and I'm going to be on the north side of the bedding, so all my stink's going to blow onto a private field where the deer are not going to be coming from. So I'm going to be able to skirt along the north side of this bedding, work my way in. I'm going to take like 5-10 steps. I'm in no rush. It's like basically 1 o'clock right now. 5-10 steps, gonna wait. 5-10 steps, gonna wait. Still hunt my way in, find a good spot to sit, and hopefully put a freaking buck down. Because today is the freaking day. All season I've been working my butt off to get a buck down, and today's gonna be the day. I can feel it. I'm up in a tree. I'm on the outside of the bedding, and I found a ladder stand which I knew was here. And the way the wind's blowing, I pushed in a little bit to this stand. There is boot tracks going to the stand, so that kind of makes me nervous that somebody's been sitting here. So I'm thinking that I may just sit here for like an hour, see what I see, get down, and then push in. So that's the plan right now, because I also don't have a good 360 view here. I honestly have a better view on the ground. So I'm going to give it an hour, let it calm down a little bit, then start moving again. I haven't seen anything yet. I got like an hour left in shooting light, and I think my time would be better served getting down and seeing how these deer are moving across this hilltop rather than just sitting here, because it's gonna rain all day tomorrow, and then when Sunday comes there's gonna be no snow. I gotta get down and just barely creep along, and even if I kick something up, I got a rifle, I can poke at it. Out here with my buddy, and we're I got my rifle, he's got his shotgun, and we're basically just doing a couple different slow pushes, just seeing if we can kick up anything. We've probably been going for about 2 hours right now. It's nice and quiet because it's pouring rain all day. Just got a little break in it, so that's why we're out here. And there's a thunderstorm coming in about 45 minutes. So we're gonna try and push through some bedding on the way out, get in the car, and then we'll be back later. least it's a big buck that 100% I would shoot. So it's good that there's still bucks hanging out here. Now I just gotta find one. Yesterday in the afternoon, I didn't get on video because it happened so fast, but I came on 3 does and they were just too close to the road. I couldn't take the shot. I wouldn't have been, I was legal from where I was, but the deer were too close to the road, so I couldn't take the shot because it was just, I didn't feel comfortable, and it wasn't legal, so I wasn't gonna do it regardless. But now we are pushing this swamp in a new area, completely new piece of public land, and seeing some tracks. It snowed last night, barely got it dusting, and we saw a turkey this morning, so that's a big plus. But last day rifle season, so today's the day something's gonna happen. It's gotta happen today. I have muzzleloader season, but I've never shot something with a rifle, so I'd love for today to be the day. Hey, what is going on, everybody? So today's video is starting off with going in and sighting in my new muzzleloader. Well, new to me at least. I got the Buckstalker XT muzzleloader, picked it up at a gas station for 250 bucks with a scope. But it is muzzleloader season now here in some parts of New York. I'm in the southern zone right now, so it's muzzleloader. And I'm headed to go just take a shot with it. It was a used muzzleloader and I had a scope on it, so I'm assuming it was sighted in, but we'll see. The new to me muzzleloader I got is the Buckstalker XT. Picked it up at a gas station, 250 bucks. Came with the scope. Thing is basically brand new, not a single speck of rust, not a single scratch on this thing. Came with the scope. It came with a 3x9x40 scope on it. So just gonna get ready, take a walk back in the woods and go take a couple shots with it. Gonna load the muzzleloader now. So what I'm gonna be using is I'm gonna be using 2 of these 777 50 grain pellets. What those pellets are gonna be pushing is a 245 grain power belt. These ones are the copper hollow point ones. And then what's gonna be driving this whole thing is I got a couple 209 shotgun primers. Alrighty, I just shot it at 100 yards, didn't hit the bag, but I thought it was gonna kick way worse than it did. I mean, I totally flinched at the trigger because I thought it was gonna kick like a mule. It was like shooting at 22, I couldn't believe it. So, gonna reload, move into 50, take another shot. Finally got the muzzleloader sighted in. Took 4 days to sight it in between work running late. It got dark on me. It started pouring rain. Finally got it sighted in. I'm dead on at 100 yards. What I did is me and my buddy, we came up the top of this ridge, and we're trying to key in on, late season feeding habits. Now there's a big field behind us that we're hoping the deer are going to be coming up this ridge and working their way into the field. As you can see, I got the field in the background out there. And I basically have this big, long, slow drop off on that side. There's a ridge right here. And then there's just a slow, steady drop off along that side. My buddy just went around the back side. My buddy wants to get into some thicker stuff. I'm staying out in the open because I just want to see if there's any deer moving through here, because we basically got 4.5 days to get it done. didn't see anything in this spot today. Hopefully tomorrow morning. I don't know what the plan is, but I'll let you know when I know. So here we go. It is 7:33 right now. It's a little past shooting light. Sunrise is at like 7:41. Me and my buddy, we hiked in here about a mile back. It is pouring rain out. And it's like 33 degrees, not 33, it's like 35 degrees. So it's like, it's so close to snowing. But yet, instead of snow, we have freezing rain. All the leaves and trees are coated in ice. I'm hunting this kind of drop off on the left-hand side of this field. And it comes up over here. And you can see right there, that's the field right there. Game plan is to hunt this for this morning because we're trying to catch deer going to the feed.
Oh man, that was brutal. Just pouring rain. Didn't see anything, but we did do some recon, found some good, basically, trails, found some good sign, found some good bedding areas. On the way out from hunting last night, we did see 3 does. Now, we were gonna push into there this morning, but we didn't have places to sit picked out, so we just decided to save that for this afternoon. So that's the plan right now. Gonna go to where we saw those does last night. Hopefully we get something. Here we go.
Back out for the afternoon. Still pouring rain out. Went home, dried off the boots, dried off all our clothes, dried off the guns. So now my buddy is going into a stand of hemlocks where we saw some deer come out of yesterday. And I'm going to be sitting a back edge of a field pretty close to the road, hoping that I can catch some deer moving all year. You know, it's always go as far back and as deep as possible. And I just think that at this point in the year, it might be better to sit close to the road because everyone has the same idea. Deer pressured, get further in. Instead of deer pressured, let's stay close to the road because everyone else is further in. So hopefully it pays off. Here we go.
Alrighty, that's a wrap for today. Nothing for me. I don't know if my friend saw anything yet. He might have gotten something.
I made it to this field edge. It was like 1.3 mile hike back in here. And you can just tell they've just been browsing on everything in here. It's basically picked clean. But as I was walking in, I heard footsteps. I think I kind of soft spooked something away from the field. But I only walked about 50 yards into the field, so I basically spooked it. And now I just sat down and I'm just gonna wait. A lot of deer sign back in here. Did see a set of bear tracks too on the way in here, which was pretty cool. My buddy set up a couple hundred yards away from me on a similar setup. We have ag fields that butt up to this that butt up to the public. So, hope something's gonna happen. Here we go. I'm out for the afternoon right now. Haven't seen a single deer while hunting this morning. I spooked a deer while I was getting into the field. It was like a soft spook. It wasn't anything bad. But haven't really seen a lot of deer moving on public land. When we're driving on private land, there's deer out feeding in every field every time we're out driving. But every time we're on public land, we haven't seen anything. A couple strategies we've checked off in the books. Hunting fields and obvious food sources deep back in. Hunting close to the edge of the public because maybe that's less pressured. Hasn't worked for us. Now I'm in the thickest cover I could find. And if you look around, I mean, I barely have a shot. I'm gonna need the deer to walk right next to me in order for me to shoot it, but I mean, open woods hasn't shown any deer. Like, we have been church mice walking around in the woods, wind in our favor, haven't even spooked a deer, which is really discouraging. Like, at least if you're spooking deer, you know there's deer there. We haven't even spooked a deer. So I'm hoping this thick buddy still. He is up on top of the ridge, and I'm at the bottom of the ridge. So, we'll see how it goes.
Good morning. It is December 20th. It's 6:27 in the morning. Just pulled up to the spot. I'm getting a hunt. We've been hunting hard since Thursday. Now, in all of that time since Thursday, in the woods, we have seen one deer, which is insane. So I don't know if that it's just been so pressured because of rifle season, and these are smaller parcels of public land that they're pushed off the public land and only moving through the public land at night. I don't know. But we've hunted every single parcel of public land in this WMU and have seen one deer, and it was last night. And it was on the bottom side of where I saw those two 8-pointers at the end of bow season. I could not tell if it was a buck or a doe. It came in, was coming right down the pipeline, and then it just like disappeared. It like went behind 2 fir trees, and then I never saw it again. So I'm back there this morning, gonna get dressed, hike up into that stand. I'm gonna go sit, hopefully have a good sit, and hopefully we get something on the ground. Here we go.
Back out for the afternoon. Change spots from this morning. I set up at the bottom of this ridge, this hilltop right here basically. You can see there's a ridge that kind of runs down behind me. And I sat at the bottom of that. It's like a little valley, a little river bottom. Didn't see any movement this morning, but when I got down, I found deer beds and deer trails. I heard deer moving this morning, and I did have some deer tracks intercept my tracks on the way in. They stepped on it after I went there. So deer were moving this morning. I just didn't see any. I came back to here, basically this hilltop, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but there's a bunch of beds right there from the previous night, and there's trails zigzagging across this hilltop on both sides of me. So I think it's just gonna be a great crossing point. I had a deer come down from this hilltop last night, so I'm hoping that it was dark when that deer came in. I'm hoping that I'll be able to meet it up here a little earlier. It is thick as anything up here. Big stand of white pines and hemlocks over there. Super thick brush all through this hilltop. And then there's a marsh down at the bottom. So I'm hoping to have some deer. Another hilltop over there. I'm hoping to have those deer come off that hilltop, cross the marsh at the bottom, and work their way over this ridge. We'll see how that plan goes, but that's the plan right now. Got my buddy with me. He's set up on the other hilltop. Try and pull a similar move. He's bow hunting. I got the muzzleloader. Hopefully something happens. It's the second to last day of muzzleloader season. Only got 3 more sits. Gotta make it happen. It's like 8:21 right now. Back up where I was yesterday. Snuck back up in here like 40 minutes before shooting light. I spooked a deer getting in here, but I mean, I can't even be mad about it because I was like a church mouse getting back in here. Only thing I've seen so far is squirrels. I mean, there was fresh tracks right where I walked in the day before over my tracks from yesterday. So there's deer moving through here. It's just gonna be a matter of just getting one in front of me. It's the last day of the first split of late bow muzzleloader season here in the southern zone. So hopefully something happens. I got my buddy with me still. He's where I saw the deer the other day. I feel like we're creeping in on these deer. Just they need to do their thing. Just close but no cigar yesterday. Had another deer come in right back there. Wind, of course, was blowing right to it. It was just about to walk in the opening, and boom, stop, winded me. Gotta sit for a while today. Hopefully something happens. Alright, well, you can't make it. What I'm about to show you up. I was sitting right there, okay?
The doe was standing right here, right? Look what is feet. There's the freaking bullet. Are you kidding me? The doe is standing right there. And here's the bullet. You gotta be kidding me. That is insane. I can't believe that. I've been hunting my butt off every single day. I did everything right. Like, I don't know what happened. I did that the other day too. Loaded everything like I was supposed to. The other day I went to shoot it and I shot and I did the same thing. Shot it 2 more times and it didn't do it again. All fresh powder. Just loaded it this morning. It's not humid out. I don't know what's going on. That's ridiculous. Alrighty, so went home, looked at the footage, and of course GoPro wasn't recording, so you couldn't see anything. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the primer, the powder. I don't know what it was, because the gun went off and it only went off slightly. It's not like the gun is dirty. That gun is spotless. I literally, before we went out this morning, cleaned it to make sure. And I don't know what happened. So going out, we weren't going to hunt this afternoon. Going out, gonna hunt. And hopefully something happens. Set up for the afternoon, nothing crazy. Had a couple hunters we saw push in from a certain spot. So what we're doing is we're basically just sitting the edge of the public land. We're basically on like a little bench that's off the backside of a hill where a main trail is. So we're hoping is that everyone's gonna be pushing basically the valley between the trail and the other hillside. Hope it is that the deer get pushed out of there and come around on this bench. Last evening's sit of muzzleloader season, at least the first split of muzzleloader season. I don't know if I'll get back out for muzzleloader up here. I might make it out on Long Island. Still can't believe what happened this morning. Doe at 10 yards. It's like you buy the muzzleloader hoping to be more effective. You know, have better efficacy, all that good stuff. And if I had my bow with me, that would have been a dead deer. 10 yards, easy shot. I literally think the bullet must have bounced off the deer from the way it landed and where it landed. It literally must have just hit the deer and then bounced off. It's like throwing like a rock at a deer. That's basically what I did today, is I threw a bullet at a deer.